All right, so recently I've been really worried about pretty much my longevity in the sport of powerlifting because the last session I had, which was arm day, it just felt really weird and like I didn't have the energy to do it. And so I think that it's mostly just I've been really stressing about things that are not under my control. Um, I've been really trying to like get my form to be perfect, and it's not even. I've been trying to get better. I'm trying to get perfect, and like okay is not good enough, and good is not good enough, and really I can't really do anything about that. I've realized that I kind of have to kind of go with the flow and let things progress because realistically, I've been I've been training for powerlifting. I'm technically not even a powerlifter yet, for about 3 months. And I have progressed very far, but I guess kind of my personality, I can't, like, I'm very competitive and I can't rest until there's no one above me. So I'm kind of just going to try and work on, I guess, just realizing that for now, um, I I will not be the best. I'll still see people that are stronger than me and that are just doing better than me and that have just better genetics than I do. So I really just want to focus on having fun um, in powerlifting because it's still been fun for me this entire time. I really like lifting heavy, but I also keep trying to adjust the smallest thing and kind of um, weed out the slightest imperfection in my form, which doesn't really allow me to enjoy it as much as I usually do. So I think for now, like I'm just gonna chill basically and just let my body naturally progress without me really trying to speed it up because I can't speed it up, but I keep trying, which is it makes me feel like I'm moving backwards, even though I'm moving forwards, and I'm moving forwards um, at a very decent rate. So I just really just want to focus on just the good, and the cut has been going pretty well. Um, so the scale that I use isn't very reliable. I don't really know why. It's just a little weird. But so far it looks like I've lost about 2 pounds. And looking in the mirror, my just like my waist is about where it was when I had tried to cut before, and that happened very quickly because I dropped a bunch of carbs, so I lost a lot of water weight. But this seems a lot more natural, and I'm not really hungry anymore because um, my hunger has, I guess, gone away from when I was doing it earlier, and it's gotten a little bit easier to not look at the foods that I want to be eating and kind of follow the diet because I do like in my diet. I only have things that I like to eat or that I don't mind eating, and I don't mind eating the same thing every day. It's actually a little bit easier for me because I don't have to track my macros. I can just look at my phone, see in the list what am I eating today. I mean, what am I eating right now? and then go and make that. And I am pretty excited to see where this ends up because I haven't really done a cut before. So last year I went from 250 to 230, but that was mainly because it was when I had like just started working out, and I was pretty much just eating whatever I wanted to. So I naturally lost weight because I was exercising when I hadn't before. But that's pretty much it. Let's get straight into it.
To my best friend, to the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, I hold you dearest, my best friend. Let the trumpets blow with your appearance, you know who's hearing, my best friend. We wish to live upon my soul and spirit.
Me used to burn before my life became a movie, and they used to use my motherfucking track to the TV, man. But I put that shit back 80s to the killers to pop the zip off that safety to the 80s to the amazing 80s to the bravery and hip hop movie to the red. I don't even need a script. Ain't being conceited, but I made it to a lot of matter. I ain't fading yet. I'd rather stay in the red. I might play with that.
All right, so something that I've noticed with pretty much all of my lifts is that I don't really lock in fully until the top set. It seems like my strength increases as the weight increases, and I'm kind of on the fence about what to think about it because right now the goal is just one very heavy lift. So I don't really think it'll affect like my PRs or anything like that. It also makes me wonder about like how strong I actually am because if I get stronger, if I get stronger, the heavier the weight is, then um, my top sets probably wouldn't be equal to my actual 1 rep max, even though they are like kind of based off of percentages. Part of it could also be like I kind of have to relearn the movements every workout, which doesn't really make that much sense, but it is kind of so whenever I go in, my like my feet are always in like kind of a weird place, and I don't when I go down, the bar isn't really sinking into my chest, which kind of messes with my strength a little bit. And then as I progress, my sink gets deeper and my feet get tighter, which then increases my strength. It could also be like me trying new things because a lot of times when I go into a workout, I try out like a slightly different technique, and then as I progress, I realize that, okay, this isn't working. I'm just going to go back to what I normally do. I think part of it is also just the amount of information that's readily available and free on the internet, because I watch a lot of lifting and lifting technique videos, and I see a lot of different ways to do it. And that really is a lot of it is just what people prefer, and people that coach generally coach people in ways that they prefer to do the things. So I have already found what I like to do, and then I watch like a YouTube video or something like that, and then I see what somebody else prefers to do, and then I try that out, and it doesn't really work for me. So then I just have to go back to what I already know how to do. So honestly, I might just want to cut down on like the amount of like informational videos and stuff like that, just because I want to progress in what I'm already doing. Because it really, since I think that I already have the basics down. I'm pretty sure I do. So I'm just going to progress with that and stick with the things that are most comfortable for me. Because I personally believe that probably one of the best ways to learn technique is to just listen to your body, because everybody has these slight differences in their anatomy, so that maybe their joints attach in different ways and stuff like that. So you just kind of have to listen to your body to figure out, your width and how much you arch and where you put your feet, and uh, pretty much everything around like how you do the movement and not just doing the movement. I'm also kind of thinking about using shoes on the bench press. It's not really like a big thing in my mind. It's just kind of like a passing thought here and there, because I see a lot of people like they say they prefer to use heels on the bench press. I don't really know why that is. I did try to use some shoes the other day. I couldn't really feel a difference, so I just switched back to bare feet. So maybe I'll try again with like a different pair of shoes that are a little bit less slippery on the floor and kind of see how that goes. I also do think that I am going to put the mat back under my rack just for when I do bench press, because I usually just have like dumbbells in between the rack and my bench, and I think that kind of makes it like slightly crooked. Um, it was really noticeable in my first set. I could kind of feel like when I went down, I had to kind of go to the side a little bit, and I think that was messing with my form. I could also feel that. So what I tried with my accessories, it actually worked very well. So I did manage to complete my incline fully with a good amount of difficulty. My I think my chest flies were a little bit too easy, and then so my skull crushers, they were very I think just right there with the amount of intensity that I had. The raises were still pretty much the same difficulty. I did see that I was able to complete them uh, slightly better, but it's really just the cardiovascular aspect of them, because it's like I'm just standing there for so long and holding on to the weights for so long, and I'm also doing a superset, so it kind of doubles kind of the amount of stimulation I'm putting on my shoulders. The workout did take a little bit longer than I would have liked it to. I think it's mainly just part of doing the cut. My energy runs out quicker than usual, so I kind of have to refuel right after I do my heavy lifts. So maybe I'll bring something into when I'm doing my lifts, so I can just get it easier, or I'll like switch my stuff around so that I have a bigger meal before I go in to work out. And I don't know why, but I always get cramps after I do my skull crushers. It really doesn't even make any sense, because so after I get done a set, it doesn't matter how hard the set is. I extend my arm and then it starts to cramp up, and then I gotta stretch out. And by this time, I've drank like a ton of water, so it's not like a water issue. I think it's mainly uh, just how my triceps are, I guess. But that's pretty much it. And like I said, I am just gonna focus a lot more on the process instead of the end. And I'll see you next time.